The Cavs lead this series, and I think it's going to be a sweep. We're halfway there, but I know you can't really say that. But what has impressed you so far, and what has been the most impressive aspect of this run here in the postseason where the Cavaliers are undefeated?
Believe it or not, Michael, while this team has played so well on the offensive end, they're shooting 49% from the field in the playoffs, 43% from behind the line, they're scoring 115 points per game. My answer to that is their perimeter defense and their ability to stick to the game plan in terms of what they wanted to do on the defensive end of the floor. You know, you look at the first round sweep against the Pacers, their goal defensively is, hey, Paul George is going to get his points, but we're not going to let anybody else beat us, and that's precisely what happened. And now it's explicitly clear what the Cavaliers want to do to the Raptors, and that's take away DeMar DeRozan, the Raptors' leading scorer from the regular season, who was fifth this season in scoring in the NBA altogether, and they've done that. They've made DeRozan a passer. They've double-teamed him. They've blitzed him. I mean, some of the numbers in terms of that have been striking. DeRozan touched the ball 35 times in Game 2. The Cavaliers blitzed him 31 of those 35 times. And DeRozan did not have a single field goal heading to the fourth quarter. He had a single point. He was 0 for 9. He finished with 5 points on the evening. Cavaliers' game plan was, hey, you take away DeRozan, you take away the Raptors, and that's exactly what's happened in Games 1 and 2.
You know, John, so much was made about the Cavs having to flip the switch because their defense wasn't there during the regular season. They haven't really been even tested here, to be honest, in the postseason. Any hidden concerns, even in the successful playoff run so far, maybe you'd worry about moving forward when they do, in fact, get tested facing better teams?
It's a good question, Sal. And they cringe, when they hear that phrase, flip the switch. And they've heard it, believe me, time and time again over the last 6 weeks, because the last 6 weeks of the regular season, I'm saying, because it was such a Jekyll and Hyde situation for the Cavaliers. They had a month of March where they were under 500. They struggled in April down the stretch as well, losing their last 4 games. These guys know it's not a flip the switch type thing. I mean, we have enough veterans, or there are enough veterans on this club, and they know they need to put in the time, they need to do the work to get where they need to be on the defensive end. I think the difference is, I don't know if it's a concern, but the difference is that this team had so many players in and out of the lineup coming down the stretch that they really didn't find a defensive continuity really until the last couple games of the season on into the first round of the playoffs. And it sounds odd to say that this late in the season, but that's the way it was for the Cavs. They were missing 2/5 of their starting lineup in J.R. Smith and Kevin Love for large chunks of the regular season. And I think still they're growing right now. They're still learning defensively and coming together better on that defensive end as we progress throughout the playoffs in these first 6 games. So I don't know if it's a concern, but that to me is the area where they have focused on the most. And I think where we have seen the most growth, and to me, what I've been most impressed with through the first 6 games of this postseason.